Welcome back, everyone. We've got another episode of the Suited Kings podcast after a little break here. Before we get into today's episode, I'm going to turn it over to Max, who has a bit of an announcement to make.
Thank you, Wes. Thank you, Wes. Good to see you, my friend. Yes, so as many of you know, I've been talking about for many months now that my son was on the way, and he's finally here. So I just wanted to take a second to introduce him to the world. His name is Hayes Lucky Havlish. Hayes.
What a middle name.
Yeah. Just a quick story on the middle name. My grandfather, Howie Havlish, was a St. Paul bowling legend. They have a bowling league named after him, the Howie Havlish Classic. And he was a bar gambler. Like, I remember my dad would tell me stories about how he would flick quarters into shot glasses and make bets on it. And would just win cash that way back in this has got to be in the 50s and stuff. But his nickname was Lucky. So they called him Lucky Havlish. And that kind of just resonated a lot. And I wanted to kind of carry on that name with my son. So welcome to the world, Hayes Lucky Havlish. Honestly, my life is completely 180'd over the past 2 weeks. He was born on the 21st of February. And yeah, man, I'm just kind of speechless. Like, the world's a different place to me now. And I'm just so thankful. Him and mom are doing very, very well. And we're just trying to now get through. The first few weeks are a bit hectic, to say the least. I'm getting about a few hours of sleep a night. But as we've continue on, we are, getting some sort of a routine back. And then I'll finally be able to get back to doing other things as well. But we got to prioritize the podcast, Wesley. So here we are with another episode. And I'm very excited for this one. We do this every single year since the start of this podcast. It's going to be the WSOP schedule breakdown. As many of you know, we also do the WSOP prep podcast. The series, I should say, that will be in the future as we approach the series. My WSOP prep will be changing diapers.
Yep, yours is a little different this year. By the way, shout out. He was born on the 21st. All of my family, we have birthdays that are multiples of 7. So like it's a sign of greatness, I think.
Yes, man. And he's year of the fire horse. He's just going to be a little firecracker, I guess is a good way to put it.
He probably will be.
I mean, he's my son for sure. So I expect great things from him.
Oh, he's going to be terrorizing that house soon enough.
Oh, he already is. There's no doubt about that. I will say that, like, I'm going to try and work a deal with like Canterbury and Running Aces to where I can just have him sit on my lap so I can keep playing cards and just really teach him the ropes.
you can make a fake ID for him.
Yeah, imagine just people can have their dogs, but I can't have my infant son at the table.
Right. Exactly. I don't know what. Before we get into the schedule,
Wes, I just get pocket aces and he just spits up.
It's like.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just thinking, you blow off your whole stack and he just like looks at the door like, oh, well, we're out of here soon.
I'm just going to face him towards the opponent who knocked me out and pull his diaper down, let him take aim. Anyways.
So before we get into the schedule, we did post this on both Discord and on the Patreon page itself. But just letting you guys know that if you are a Patreon member, we don't plan on making any new content for quite some time. If you did not see one of those posts and you have a recurring monthly subscription, make sure to cancel that unless you just want to keep giving us the money. Like we will accept it. Don't get me wrong. But
also don't forget to remind them that they'll still have access to the 40 plus videos we currently have.
It's like 60 videos or something.
Yeah.
So for those who haven't been Patreon members, you can, you could still go pay for a month, like a $15 subscription for a month, and just watch all the videos. We are leaving all the content up there, but just want to make sure that those of you who do have the monthly subscription and would like to cancel now that you know that there aren't going to be more videos for quite some time. Want to give you that opportunity. Reach out to us if you have any questions.
For sure. It's, our time is a little tight now for both of us, to say the least. So we're going to prioritize the podcast And yeah, just getting forward with life until things calm down a bit, and then we'll get back to the Patreon and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And also, the Clubs Poker meetup game is still happening every other Tuesday. So if you are new to Clubs Poker, we appreciate if you signed up using the link in the description. That helps support the podcast. And you can play with us every other Tuesday. It's a 55 buy-in tournament. I mean, I think there was like, I want to say 30 something entries last week with like 600-ish sweep coins up top. So it gets juicy. It's a lot of
Something like
fun.
that. Yeah,
Uh,
I know I was 4 entries
did Mike
and I
Woklow win that?
yeah, he did. He just
Dude, that
he
guy
couldn't
is
stop
just
winning.
what a heater. I mean, okay, time for some shout outs, Wes, before we get into the episode today.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and shout out. We'll start off again. We were just talking about Mike. Shout out to Mike for shipping a 30K bounty on ACR this weekend.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, and he's also like, forget the fact that he won the Mystery Millions last year. He had a 140K score in Vegas in December. He's gotten second in a couple more tournaments recently. He got second in something in Mississippi. Maybe it was a ring event for like 50 something K, and then a second place at Running Aces for like 30K.
Unstoppable. And you can
He's
actually
just
find
on
him.
fire.
And you can find him in our Discord. I mean, when people are bringing up
Very
hands,
active.
yeah, when people are, looking for feedback on hands they played, Mike will be right in there helping you out. So, and he's a great resource to learn from. So make sure to hop in the Discord and shoot your hand histories in there if you want some feedback. Shout out to, I hate saying his name on this podcast, but Mr. Daniel Kennedy for getting sixth in the Golden Millions. Is that what it's called? The WPT
Yeah.
thing? For a cool 28K or something like that.
Yep.
Uh,
28K.
yep. Who else am I missing? I know there's a few of
Ben.
them. We got our boy Ben McCoy. He saddied into the 1100 on Club WPT this weekend and shipped that for 50 something K. My
Yeah.
God.
54K. I watched that final table and he was a madman. I mean, he was putting insane pressure on everyone and
That's
probably getting way out of line even with the ICM considerations, but like
I
it just
love
worked.
Ben is fearless. And I
Yeah.
love that. And that makes him hard to play against. So you really can't hate on that. We had another big score. So I've been really struggling to keep up with everything over the past week, obviously because of the baby. But was it Jay Rickard? Is that who scored?
I
Uh,
think so, yeah.
yeah.
Um,
What did he hit? He shipped. Oh yeah, he got second in the 110 Sunday Deep Stack on Club WPT for 26.7K.
that's a massive score too.
I mean, the Discord is just
Yeah.
absolutely
I mean,
popping off this
I had
weekend.
a solid I posted a solid win. I got fourth out of 1,600 in this ACR tournament for
Did
like,
you really? I didn't even know
yeah,
about that.
5,600. I mean, I kind of bricked everything else on the day. I didn't have a huge day, but like that one clearly made the day super profitable. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, wait, no, I'm like the fourth or fifth biggest score in the few hour span there.
Man, it was our Discord
So,
was just popping off, so it was super cool.
yeah, and no one from the Discord even like had a big score at day 2 at Canterbury either. It was just all online, which was incredible.
One more shout out I wanted to give. My boy Sean reached out to me and hooked us up with a couple of Suited Kings custom hats. And I just want to give his business a shout out. They're called Custom Grains. If you want to support Minnesota local businesses and you need apparel, make sure to check them out. I'm actually going to pull up the information here. So they can do DTF transfers on any apparel. It's custom leatherette and UV hat patches. They do laser engraving on acrylic, wood, and metal and glass. You can find them on their website at www.customgrainsmn.com. Yeah, ask for Sean. So make sure to check them out. Thanks for those hats, Sean. Those things are sweet. WSOP, Mr. Wesley, the schedule is here.
The schedule is here, and we mentioned the Mystery Millions, but this year they actually have 2 Mystery Millions tournaments. So
Okay.
the new one is right off the bat. They have a $550 buy-in.
I'm
It's
gonna
called the
go
Mini
ahead.
Mystery Millions.
Just gonna throw this out here. I think that'll be the biggest amount of buy-ins in a live tournament ever.
I think there's a very good chance you're correct. I mean, for one thing, the 1K Mystery Millions got what, like 18 or 19,000 entries,
I'm
and
gonna
the
say
most
30.
ever is,
Well, yeah, what's the biggest ever?
I don't, it might be like 26K because The Gladiator I was in was 23, and then last year the Gladiator had 24, and that was the second most.
I'm gonna say
Um,
32,420.
wow, 420. Yeah,
32,420 is gonna be my guess. So you heard it here first. That's gonna be. I mean, that's I'm super excited. I will not be playing any of these intro ones, obviously, as we kind of get going back in the schedule. But my hope right now is to kind of see where the next few months take me, get into maybe a few prelims and then the main event.
mhm.
I know you've had a chance to look over the schedule. Have you got your whole schedule dialed in now?
Close. I mean, my plan is to do it kind of the same, except I'll probably take a week to 10 days off in the middle,
Okay.
which means I'm either gonna miss the Millie Maker or the second Mystery Millions, and I haven't decided which. But there's not a lot of other tournaments around then that I want to play. I mean, there's always stuff at Aria, Venetian, wherever. But I think I think taking a break, like I kind of thought about doing it last year, and then this year I'm like, okay, I should actually try like taking a break in the middle because it can get so draining out
Dude,
there. So my plan,
I'm proud of you. You're maturing, Wes.
I know
We've
it's
discussed
weird.
breaking a lot over the years, and you're like, I don't really need much, and I'm like, I need weeks, and now you're kind of, you've been through it a little bit more, and you're like, all right,
Yeah, I've been through it a little bit more. So so here's what I kind of have tentatively. And this is only in terms of live bracelet events because there will be online stuff. There will be an MSPT out there. There will be, like I think playing the 1 day 800s at Aria is actually going to be better than some of the weekday bracelet events. So these are all like kind of caveats.
can I say real quick that I think like if you want to have a really like a lower variance, just a higher success rate, it might be redundant the way that was put, but just if you like imagine just going out to the summer, skipping the WSOP and just playing Aria 800s, like you could probably
Mhm.
make a killing.
Probably, or God, I might just play 510 at Bellagio. Like, honestly, maybe I should. Like, I I swear every time I'm out there, I live cash goes great. And I'm like, why am I not? Why don't I live here and play live cash all the time?
We've talked about this, or I've mentioned this to you so many times. I'm like, Wes, you need to play higher stakes live cash. You will absolutely slay.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, I play higher stakes online, which is a lot tougher. So
Yeah, tell us about that schedule, and then later I want you to tell the people about your the little fish cake on Clubs
on
Poker.
clubs,
I really hope he's not a listener to this podcast.
oh, oh, that was well. We'll just talk about that briefly now. I was playing some. It was the Deuce. It was actually the Deuce 7 game on clubs. They have a Deuce 7 version of No Limit, but it was 510, and
Do you want to
it
explain what
was
Do Seven is to the
yeah.
people?
If you win a hand with Deuce 7, you get 3 big blinds from everyone playing. So the thing is, like, the more people are playing, the bigger deal it is. The Eventually we were playing heads up to where when you're only playing heads up, there's not as much incentive with Deuce
To
7.
play it, yeah. And by the way, like shout out to Clubs Poker for providing these extra variants to make the games juicier and more fun.
Yeah.
Only online site I've seen that can do that stuff. So, or that has
Yeah,
done
I
that.
mean, well done by them. So I was down like it was four-handed. I was down like a buy-in early, but it was such a soft game. And then I won a couple buy-ins. It was insane. Like these players were, this guy was three betting 10-7-0, 10-7 off, calling a three bet with 8-3 suited. Like I saw the two rec players get it all in for over 200 big blinds pre-flop, ace deuce off for sixes. Sixes one, and then this one guy has like 5 grand in front of him, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so I had, maybe 2,500, 3K at this point. I start playing this guy heads up. We were three-handed for a bit, and then I started playing him heads up. I quickly just yanked 3 buy-ins off of him. I got my stack up over 6 grand, and I was just like, this could be this may have been my biggest stack at online 510 ever, which 600 bigs is like a lot for a 100 big blind game, but it's not insane.
Let me ask you, as someone who doesn't play high stakes cash live or online, why aren't there bum hunters in there hopping in at this table like there would be on other
The time
sites.
of day.
Okay,
It was
okay,
like 4 a.m. I don't know.
okay. I mean,
Um,
dude, by the way, use the link in the description to sign up to Club's Poker using
yeah.
using that link to support the pod because I mean, this is where you'll find the stuff. So
And then what happened next was just within an hour, the 6K was gone and I lost another buy-in. So here's some of the hand histories. We were like, so he still had close to 3K in front of him. So we 3-bet jacks, he 4-bet. We just called. Like at 100 big blinds, we would have gotten it all in. Flop is king, queen, deuce.
oh,
We
lovely
check,
flop.
he bombs it. I just fold the jacks and he shows 7 deuce.
So you got to pay him an extra three bigs.
Yep.
Just the needle. I love it.
There's
That makes me very happy, Wes. I'm sorry.
you would have been so
Oh
entertained by
my
this.
God, dude.
There was a hand where I 3-bet and I was sizing up my 3-bets because he was just calling out. So I made it like 140 with aces. He called. We get queen 5-3. We bet. He raises, we call, turn 8. Check. He bets 800 into 1100. We call. River king and it goes check, check, and he has the queen 5 suited for 2 pair.
Oh,
So he won 1,400 off us there.
okay. So he was just getting lucky in those scenarios.
Oh yeah, it was like the times I had a premium. There was a time when I'd ace 9 suited, I 3-bet. It was like 10-9-7, check, check. Turn 9, I bet huge. He calls. River low spade, which brought in the flush. I check. He bets pot. We call. He has ace 6 of spades for the flush. And then so once he stacked me, I quickly doubled up again to I had about 2K here. Then we had pocket kings. He opens. We 3-bet big. He calls. Queen 9-6. I just start bombing. I go like at least 3/4 call.
Well, that's what we do against these opponents who don't like to fold. We just
want to get all the value possible. So I bet big call. It's queen 9-6, turn 4. I bet big again, call. So the pot is probably 1,500 and we have like 1,200 behind. River pairs the 9. So I think like I could check to try and get a bluff from straight draws.
Yeah.
But what I noticed about him was even though he bluffed and did a lot of crazy stuff, when the pots got really big, he
got scared. Yeah.
And so when the money,
I can tell with that queen 5 hand you just mentioned.
Right. He didn't go for the rest there. Yeah. And so here I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to bluff catch, but I think he's probably calling off any queen.
Right.
And like this guy could have a 6, but like he could for sure have a 9, but I'm also not planning to check fold, right?
Right. Yeah.
So I'm gonna
especially when you see the stuff like the 7 deuce hand that you just mentioned, like it's sporadic.
Yeah. So we jam. He calls. He has 9-7 off for rivered trips. We lose a 4K pot. I actually stood up and did a lap around my apartment after that one.
I don't blame you too, because it's like this is where
I was like, oh,
this is where you just are supposed to be printing. But yeah, you finished the story with a bad beat that wasn't quite poker related. I mean, it's poker related, but not.
At some point, there was something on my computer that, I forget some app I just closed. I closed out of
some app bunny, quotation bunny.
No, we weren't doing anything like that. Anyways, long story short, my computer just freezes playing heads up with this guy. And like, anyways.
Yeah.
I go to bed because when I get back online, he's gone. He had like almost $9,000 in front of him.
So you disconnected, your computer froze, you rebooted it up immediately, and because he thought you left, he bounced, and then you just lost all the action.
Yeah. And dude, so I ended up losing around 3K, which is like I've had, that's not like a crazy big loss, but I was up 4K earlier in the session, and this was perhaps the softest opponent I've ever played. Just super high variance. And
how'd you feel after that, Wesley? Should we have a little therapy session?
I was a little bit like dazed in the sense like, how the fuck did that just happen?
You just got jabbed in the nose? Yeah.
Yeah, but it's also like, I don't know. I've built up the tolerance over time. Like
Yeah, no.
it
This
happens.
is what you have to do as a professional poker player. I mean, you take those jabs on the chin and you start punching back. I mean, you can hop back to your corner for a bit, but come back swinging, you know.
Yeah, you just kind of like you have to find a way to accept it, and eventually, like it was really disappointing. I
Of
was
course.
like, yeah.
Of course, but
So,
you would put yourself in that spot every single time. So thank you for
oh,
sharing
I
that story. You got the
exactly.
salam.
I got just a big welt across my face.
Well put. Well put. Let's hear about
So
your
that was quite
schedule.
yeah, that was quite the tangent from the schedule, but
I think that was highly entertaining, though. Let's be real. The people are
yeah.
here for it.
So I'm going to list off if I were to take no breaks. So I made a list of all the events I'm currently planning to play.
Hmm.
Um and this could change. Like I might play some higher buy-in stuff. I'll probably take a break. So missed the $550 mystery millions right off the bat. Um then the 600 deep stack, which would be on day 2 of the mystery millions. 1500 six max, 1500 monster stack. We'll come back to a few of these.
Yeah.
$500 freeze out, just some random 2K. It's just called No Limit Hold'em, a 2K. The Colossus, $500. Deep stack, $800 deep stack, $2,500 freeze out, $1,500 Millie Maker, $1,500 freeze out, 1K Mystery Millions, 1K Mini Main, $600 deep stack. That's the Poker News deep stack, I think. $800 Summer Celebration, random 1K, $600 Ultra Stack, $300 Gladiators of
Oh no,
Poker.
not the
Great
gladiator.
event.
I thought we decided we hated this event, even though that was your biggest score ever.
Now that was just 1 year. Last year I fired 10 bullets and cashed 3 times. So I was really trying last year to relive the magic. Then we got the $1,500 closer, $500 summer saver, $800 deep stack, 1K super turbo. So you'll notice I didn't list off the main event, the 10K main, and I'll probably end up playing it, but I'm not going into the summer with a mindset where I have to play it. I think when I went out to Vegas in December for the WPT, I was kind of thinking I'd play the 10K because I had just come off a bunch of big scores. I'm like, either way, I can sell action. Like this would be great. When I was there, I fired a satellite, but I was like, I don't actually. It's a 10K for one thing. Like I don't need to FOMO my way into this tournament, and also, from what I heard, it was actually not that soft. So now the WSOP main is pretty soft, especially on day 1 or 2. But it's not like it's soft for a 10K. It's not the softest tournament of the summer or anything.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so,
I will
well,
mention, like, I'm really good at not at fighting off FOMO, but when it comes to the WSOP main event, that is just one event that I cannot. The FOMO will not leave me. I need to get into that mix because
I
every
mean,
time
it's fair. It's like it's a shot to be world champion.
I mean, not only like it's not even just that, but maybe this aligns with that. It's just the feeling of playing that tournament. I mean, I think I played it 5 times now. Cashed zero, lovely.
Yeah, right.
Uh,
You and I are down 90K in this tournament.
but it's just every single time I can recall every single time I played that event, every table I've played in that event. I mean, dude, I can't even remember yesterday, but this event is so special.
Right.
Like, it's just a story every time, and it's so special, and it's so deep.
It
Uh,
is, yeah.
and I just, yeah. Um,
I
how
guess
many
for
people
me,
just said that's what she said in their head, you think, when they
yeah,
listen to
yeah, we
this?
all did.
Yeah.
Um, my perspective has changed. Like that's kind of how I used to view it. And maybe I still do. Like I've never made a run. Day 3 is the deepest I've made it. And so maybe I'd feel
Same,
different.
same.
Yeah. Which day 4 is when you make the money,
It used to be late
which
day
is
three. Now it's day four. Yeah.
yeah, it's like either right at the end of day 3 or right at the start of day 4, kind of. But Anyways, at the end of the day, it's a poker tournament. Um, and I just want to make the best sort of decision for myself at the time. And so, yeah, I haven't decided to play it. I haven't decided to not play it. The other caveat in my schedule, and then we can talk more about a few specific events.
We should maybe set a bet in the Discord. I forget, guys, get the get the over underline going if he plays it or not in Discord. I'll hop in there.
Yeah. I mean, I have a feeling it's going to be like
When was the last time you didn't play it?
21. I've just
21.
played it the last 4 years. And
Okay.
21 was my first WSOP when I just started playing full time.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, um, yeah, so it is possible. I'm probably going to take the break, um, either like right after the Colossus, and then I'd miss like maybe the 800 deep stack, but then definitely the 2500 freeze out, and then the Millie Maker. Um, and then maybe even the next week, like miss the freeze out, and then fire the last couple flights of the Mystery Millions potentially.
Okay.
Like that's probably when I'm leaning towards taking a break.
Okay.
Um, honestly, there are a lot of in terms of lower buy-in stuff that I think both of us and a lot of our listeners would be more inclined to play. A
Hmm.
lot of that, there are a lot of good tournaments post the or during the main event, but like post limbs
It's
essentially.
about time because I mean, and maybe I'm wrong here, but if my memory serves me, which it sometimes doesn't, uh, the there you kind of is has always been a dry spot around the main event for at least like low.
No, I actually disagree. I
Is it?
lead right before it, yes.
Maybe it's right before it that I'm thinking.
Yeah.
That might be what
Th-
I'm thinking.
that's I think what you're thinking because
Yeah, because it's
I
as I
remember
approach the main
last
event, I'm like,
year,
what am I supposed to play? So I end up at the Aria playing 800s, which is completely fine. I love that stuff.
yeah, I remember the last couple years wanting to play after the main event more. And then or in 23, we kind of did, but then I got sick. And then the last couple years I've just been so burnt. Like I've played a couple, but I have mostly just wanted to get out at that point.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so,
Dude, if you're not up 200K, I get it. You know,
yeah.
you're like, get me out of here. And I want to mention, this breaks my heart a little bit, and maybe I'm missing something here, but from my understanding, they got rid of the shootout.
Yeah, I think that's true.
I just
Um,
don't know. Like, if for anyone who's not familiar with the shootout, it's like essentially a single table sit and go format where you win your table, you're in the money, and then you win 3 or 4 tables and you have a bracelet in a row, right? Something like that. Um,
yeah, I think just 3.
yeah, win 3 sit and goes in a row, and you have a WSOP bracelet for a lot of money. So uh, I thought that it's a fun, unique feeling event. You know what I mean? You just play until you win the table, and you don't really get that in live tournaments ever. So that one was a lot
Right.
of fun, and that one will be missed. I played it a couple years, um, and yeah, I always had a great amount of fun, a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So, so yeah, starting off with the $550 no limit hold'em mini mystery millions. It looks like there's let's see, one A B C D E F 6 flights in this thing.
There are 6 flights and you have 2 reentries per flight. So someone could theoretically fire 18 bullets.
Oh,
Um
there will be too. I guarantee
the
that's going to happen.
yeah, it's yeah, and so this is an interesting one. So in the normal Mystery Millions, the 1K, the structure, the blinds are the same, but the you get 40K starting stack. This one you only get 25K. So this is interesting in the sense that there will be so few people that actually make day 2. Like it'll be a very small percentage
Will
that
it be like a
actually make
four to
it
five
to day
percent?
2.
You think something like that?
No, I think that's what it is in the normal Mystery
Yeah.
Millions, but I'm guessing this one will be because think about it this way, 22 levels on day 1. So the big blinds coming back on day 3 is gonna be 40K. A starting stack is 25. So you have
Almost two.
to have 20 big blinds on day 2, you have to have 800K, which is over 30 starting stacks. So if the average average stack on day 2 is 20 bigs. That would mean like I think 3% of people make it through
That's interesting. So only 3%, because you don't get to fight for the bounties until day two, even though you're in the
until day
money.
2. Yeah.
So only 3% of the players are truly going to fight for the bounties, which creates a unique dynamic actually, because that will, if none of the bounties are getting taken while in the money and only in day two, you're going to have a much higher chance of winning a bigger bounty.
Right.
With
Yeah, and that's well cuz they're guaranteeing a $1 million
if you make it there.
bounty.
Yeah.
Right. And with such a low buy-in compared to that million, like they kind of have to do it to where, yeah, a small percentage of people will win them, and yeah, they
It,
just have to
okay.
juice up the size of
And
them.
late reg isn't even so. This might be wrong where I'm getting my information from here, but it says late reg is only through level 10.
That's correct. So yeah, level at the start of level 11, big blind is 2,500, so you'd have 10 bigs.
Okay. Okay.
So
Yeah,
yeah, I
it's just
think
gonna
in
be.
the
I like it. It's gonna be a a crapshoot, high variance, but if you can fire 18 bullets, like
so yeah, this is one where I think I will be.
what is that? Like
I guess
8,500 bucks or something if you max out or something. 9K. Is my math wrong?
let's see. So 20 bullets would be 11. It's 9,900 bucks, I think.
9,900 bucks. Yeah.
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 So I mean, that would mean you have to bust twice each day. So like it's hard to do even if you're trying and willing, but because you would have to bust 2 bullets during registration and then not bag. Like anyways,
You're right. That will be hard to do. You're right, especially with the
like 6 times in a row.
uh yeah. So
um,
let's see. Instead of just reading some information, people. Okay, yeah. So it's the. I
the
mean, what do you think about getting an event like this to start the series off? Like, it's just. I
oh,
feel like
it'll
this
be
is
a
gonna.
shit show. Yeah. I mean, I
Hey, shout out to
I'm
Ben
a
McCoy and Brad for giving us the term herd bird.
the herd bird. Yeah.
Yeah,
This is a herd bird.
it is definitely a herd bird.
It's yeah, it'll be fun. I think I will definitely play it. Like it is such an interesting dynamic after, and maybe we can talk about this in the strategy episode, but like after you make the money, which who knows? I mean, that could be level 16. Like the big blind is 8K then. So top 15% make the money. So you could make the money at level 16 and still have 6 more levels to play
Yeah.
until you bag. And so it's so interesting. Like at that point, maybe not level 16, 17, but once you're at level 21 or something, you know, there's such a desire to make day 2 so you have a chance at a bounty. But
Hmm.
then there's also like you also want to have such a big stack too.
Okay, so do you
Um,
think you should be just blasting to try and get that stack to make so you can try and actually accumulate bounties and then fire again if not? Like, does that adjust the strategy, you think?
well, that's the thing. I don't exactly know. I mean, when you know when you say blast, I mean we're never advocating for stuff that's negative chip EV. I
Unless you're in
think
the
that's
meetup game.
unless you're in the meetup game. Like, but I think it's worth saying because I think that is sort of a misconception people have that like it's good strategy to just gamble on day 1 sometimes.
Right, right.
Um, it's like it's good strategy to not be constrained by the fear of busting or something. That's for sure. But you still want to be playing plus chippy V strategy. But yeah, I don't know exactly how the ICM plays in there.
Okay, okay. And yeah, like Wes said, and that was a great point to bring up. When I say blasting, that doesn't just mean, Carl, crazy Carl in it, for those who don't know. But I'm just saying, like, taking the higher variant spots, forcing
Yeah,
flips and things like that, et cetera, et cetera.
yeah,
So,
yeah. I would think it's like you definitely want to be in a spot. I don't know. Actually, the nice thing about mystery bounties though is if you come into day 2 with a short stack, if you get dealt good cards, you can get in very good spots easily because people are going to call your all ins. You know,
yeah.
I played an ACR mystery bounty where I kind of came in as one of the shorter stacks on day 2, I just opened rip jacks for 19 bigs because I knew this guy with a couple hundred bigs was going to call,
Just
and I
call, yeah.
doubled. I open ripped queens for 17 bigs and got called in 3 spots
It's
and
funny because
quadrupled.
you're
Like,
exploiting the format, right? You know people are just going
yeah,
to be calling super wide. So like with these super strong hands, you don't even need to just main click. You don't need to be balanced. You can just blast these hands.
yeah,
There's blast again.
right.
But
Like
you just know you're gonna
it can
call.
be
Yeah.
plus EV for both of you. That's the funny thing is like it can be plus EV because you can get in a great spot. And then they don't mind the bad spot because if they suck out, there's so much more upside, right?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So,
So I, and kind of going through the schedule today, we're going to kind of limit just for time's purposes. There's obviously 100 bracelet events, I think is what is named. We're going to kind of keep to the events that I think most of our listeners are going to be playing. So 2K and under,
mhm,
we'll just say.
yeah.
So we got the 550 to start things off. Secondly, event number 10 on May 30. So the mini mystery millions, that's a mouthful, starts on May 26th, and then there's flights all the way up probably till the 31st or whatever. And then on May 31st, there's the 600 no limit hold'em deep stack, which is 30-minute levels, 30,000 in chips, one reentry. These are fun. I will say, shout out again to my buddy Ben McCoy. I think maybe it was the 800 he got deep in. I can't remember, but I was watching him a year or two ago, and when there's just less than 50 people after one of these, and it was literally just everybody was like under 12 to 15 bigs.
Right. I think
So
just in case I'm not sure if you mentioned, but there's like the 1500 Omaha high low 8 or better
I should have
event.
mentioned no limit variants as well. But yes, there's some mix in there too. The Omaha High Low 8, which is a great game, especially tournaments. I love that. 1500 on May 27th. Um,
Yeah, we
46.
got
Yeah.
$1,500 7 card stud.
I would love to play that. I've never played a live 7 card stud tournament.
Yeah, I can't say I've ever played a live anything besides no limit hold'em
There's
tournament.
also the 1500 Badoogie event 8 on May 29th. So you can actually, for
Yeah.
sub 2K, you can get into 3 different formats of mixed games for a decent price point. Um, but yeah, kind of sticking to the no limit format. The next one would be event number 10, the 600 no limit hold'em.
Mhm.
I mean, you had both of those on your schedule, right?
Yeah, I pretty much have all of those. Like I think the list of tournaments that I wrote down is essentially the list of no limit
Yeah.
tournaments that
Yeah.
are 2K and below, maybe minus 1 or 2,
Can
but
I mention that first off, I'm really excited to share that we are going to be having a mixed game legend on the podcast next week. He's also a main event final tableist. So stay tuned for that. I will. I'm not going to even spoil his name. You can maybe just know who that is from me saying that. So he will be on the podcast. We're recording with him tomorrow. So keep your ears, I guess, peeled
Mhm.
for that episode next week. But that'll get you juiced for some mixed games this summer, if I could guess on it.
Yeah. Um, do we want let's talk a bit about the monster stack and the Millie Maker
Yeah, let's
because
do it.
I think these 2 tournaments people talk, they're very similar in a lot of ways. They have been historically. They're both 1500, both hour levels, both same blind structures except for the monster stack you get twice the starting stack of the Millie Maker.
Mm-hmm.
This year though, the structures have some pretty serious changes to
The
them.
kind, I'm. We've talked about the monster stack a lot on this podcast, Wes.
Yeah.
And it I don't know, I shouldn't say it breaks my heart. I don't know what it's going to look like after this, but that was the true mini main event, the monster stack. The structure was just so good. You could it was a freeze out per flight, if I remember correctly, just one entry per
Yep.
flight, and there was like 3 flights originally, then they moved it to 4 flights, right?
It was originally it was 2 flights,
Two flights, yeah.
and then for a couple of years it was 3. Last year they made it 4.
And now explain what else has changed with it.
Alright, so there are 4 day 1 flights still. However, they have changed it so that you get 1 reentry per flight. So that alone is a change that some people may like or may not like, but the biggest change, and this is for both the Monster and Millie, the biggest change for them is you can buy in until the first level of day 2. So there's 10 levels on day one. You can buy in until the end of level 11. So you can buy in
Right into day two, just like in
you
the
can
main
buy
event.
in
Yeah.
onto day two. Now, okay, that actually isn't even the bad part. The bad part is you played day two directly after day one. So I'll put it this way: Flight A, day 1A is June 3rd. Flight B, C, D are the 4th, 5th, and 6th. But flight 2A is June 4th. So if you bag on flight A on June 3rd, you're playing with the same people on June 4th. So if you bust out of that day two, you can just hop into flight 1B.
And
So
you're
you
right
could,
back in the mix again.
yeah, and you could even cash. Like you could now I know there are other tournaments like, the Gladiator, for example, where you can cash on day one, or the Mystery Millions, cash on day one, fire another day one. That's one thing. This is so different in the sense that you can make it to day two, cash, and then come back into the tournament.
Yeah, that's
And
so weird that you can make day
it's,
two in a tournament, bust it, and then re-enter that same tournament on day one again.
yeah, so it just pushes it forward so much. So it's not that you have 4 shots to make day two, which I think a lot of us are used to in a lot of these tournaments. It's you have 4 opportunities to make day three.
Hmm.
That's what's wild. Is like so not only can you re-enter once per flight, um, but you can I wonder if that like if you late reg at the start of a day two and you bust in that first level, I guess you can probably rebuy into that day two. That's insane.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
So you can fire day two 8 times. Like, so basically, what that's going to change is all the best players, with a solid bankroll. Day three is going to be so heavily weighted towards like all the good players are going to make day three essentially. So that's where
it's going to be a lot more of a difficult competition at the end of the tournament due to this. There's going to be a
yeah.
lot less recreational players as you go deeper because a lot of these people, like professional players with deep pockets, are going to be able to just fire and fire and fire until they can get on the better side of variance.
Yeah. And like you said, it feels sort of like this event sort of loses its purity in a way.
Yeah, and I mean, if you've listened to the podcast before, you know what we're about. Don't get me wrong, I have no issues with rebuys, et cetera, et cetera. But there's a line, and I feel like it's
Mhm.
slightly past the line. They've crossed it a little bit. It's a little greedy, in my opinion.
I agree. I think this event used to be a pure freeze out. Like you could choose to fire which day, but I think it literally used to be a pure freeze out. Then it was okay, freeze out every flight, and there are only 2 flights. So 2 bullets max. Then 3 flights, then 4 flights. It's like, okay, that's still a lot. Now it's you can fire up to 8 times and you can buy in day two. Like you can make day two 4 times. That's insane.
So the way that this is turning out, Wes, I mean, like the way this tournament is evolving and kind of all these tournaments evolving. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised in 10 years if you make the final table, you can just spend $1,500 and get a 10 big blind stack.
R-
You know what I
right.
mean?
Like
Like, where does it
and
end? When does it end?
yeah. And so, anyways, this is the same for the Millie Maker. They already allowed a rebuy every flight, but now it's the same day two thing. So it's just weird. Like
I'm
you
not as
said, it feels
excited
like
about
it
it anymore.
crosses the line a bit. Like at what point is it just like you can buy in at any point before the money in the tournament, you know?
Yeah.
Like at what point and on one hand, it's like, yeah, to each their own. But in poker tournament, it actually is like advantageous to late reg from an ICM perspective, I guess. And so it's
Yeah.
like I think there is a certain purity to being able to only fire twice or something. Like a lot of these bracelet events, you get just one total reentry or something. And it's
Hmm.
like, okay, that seems reasonable. Like, and look, we play a lot of events where it's unlimited rebuys. So it's not like you said, it's not like we're against this or we won't play these things. But
You literally have to adjust your strategy though, compared to how you would before. Just like I know you shouldn't have to in theory, right? Like you should be playing not,
Actually,
to rebound. No,
yeah,
but
I don't know if
the reason I'm saying that is you can't like apply the same pressure with the bluff where someone would be like, I can just rebuy, I'm gonna call off. You know what I'm saying? So in a
well,
sense
sure,
like
but
that,
if the I will say though, that's actually a positive though, because if we
because you're not
you're
gonna bluff as much.
what I'm saying is like if someone is playing that mindset, it means they're willing to make negative EV calls. So we
Mhm.
just play value, like we just make big hands and stack that. Like
Yeah.
that's actually good.
Right,
And so I think
but my point that proves my point. My point is we have to now adjust our strategy.
yeah, but you're right. Or but what I guess what I'm saying is that is actually an advantage for us if people play that
Yeah,
way.
we can exploit it. Yes,
Yeah.
I agree. It could be an advantage. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And
So
actually, I have a piece of strategy that I was thinking about recently because I think
yeah,
sometimes people will talk about how do we adjust playing in a rebuy tournament versus a freeze out.
hmm
And I think a lot of times people think you should play tighter in a freeze out, but the truth is like you're
opponents are going to be doing that.
right. The GTO strategy does not change. Like you want to maximize the bullet regardless.
hmm
But in a freeze out, if other people are playing that way, you should adjust by bluffing them more,
Yep,
right?
exactly.
Yeah. So
And it seems counterintuitive, right? Because you're going to have it's going to be it seems higher variance. You're going to bust more often, but you're going to also put yourself you're going to give yourself higher equity in the tournament, a bigger chance to win the tournament.
exactly. So
Yeah, the 1500 no limit hold'em monster stack. I don't love the direction it's going. I still am excited to play it. It still has 50,000 starting chips. Still has a 60-minute clock.
mhm.
I I'm just concerned about the future of it, I guess, as we continue to see it progress in the way it has. So, whatever, call me a crybaby, right? So, there's a
Are
nice
we
little,
getting old? Are we like the old
we're the old
whiny people
heads.
now?
We're the old
Yeah.
heads, Wes. Yeah, for sure, for sure. There's, one event that we skipped by in between that is the 600 pot limit Omaha deep stack.
Mm,
If you want to get into like something cheaper, and play like a PLO game, that's a great option. It's kind of a turbo fest, 30-minute clock, 30,000 chips, two re-entries, but it's deepish in the beginning. Probably be a little bit of a crap shoot at the end, but it's PLO for $600 and a bracelet up top. Sounds like a good time to me. You're going to see a lot of blasting there.
mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
One thing I want to mention is, as you know, I won a ring last year, so I got to go to the Bahamas to play the WSOP Circuit Championship there. Well, they have another circuit championship in the schedule this summer, the 1700 WSOP Circuit Championship, the day before the Monster Stack. So it's going to be kind of some good mid stake tournaments there. I will mention this falls on a Tuesday. It's
Mhm.
40,000 chips, 40 minutes level, 40 minutes day one, 60 minutes beyond. This will be actually probably a sweatier tournament than most, especially being there's kind of a rule of thumb at the WSOP that some people may not be familiar with if they haven't played a lot. Is like if you're playing these tournaments that are not super big multi-flight tournaments and they're earlier in the week, they're going to be reg heavy, meaning
Mhm.
they're going to be a lot more grinders
Yeah.
in those tournaments. So
Reg heavy.
did I say reg?
You
Yeah,
said reg.
registration.
Yeah.
Yeah, reg heavy. They're going to be much more reg heavy. So, um, yeah. So I think I would love to play that event. I probably won't be there for that time, but if you want to kind of get into the mix and play with better players, that's one of the ones you can do it. And it's still a decent price point. Will be a ton of money up top, I bet.
Yeah. I did not put that one on the schedule, probably for that reason where it just doesn't seem like
Do you win a bracelet in the circuit
that's what
championship?
I don't even know.
Do you win a bracelet and a ring? I don't know.
That'd be cool, I guess.
Yeah. Do people
Probably a
wait?
bracelet.
Yeah, I would guess it's a bracelet. It's on the bracelet schedule, so that makes sense. And then, I mean, following the monster stack up, you got the $500 no limit hold'em freeze out, another small entry, you know, slightly semi turbo-y structure. I love these tournaments.
Mhm.
They're just a great way to take a shot to win a couple 100,000 for a very cheap amount of money.
Totally.
So, looking forward to that. What else we got? The Colossus. Yuck.
Oh, actually, no.
I know you love those. I hate these tournaments.
Well,
Oh,
here's
this
the
one's got
thing.
40-minute levels. That's right.
Yeah, the Colossus,
Oh,
I think, is a little bit misunderstood.
it is now.
Yeah.
I obviously was misunderstood. I forgot it has 40-minute levels. It used to be 30, right? It used to be 20, I think, at some point.
Yeah, I have no idea. It's been 40 every time I've played it,
Has
which
it?
is, I
Again,
think, maybe
might be
just
mixing this up.
twice. Maybe I just played it twice.
The
Probably
classes,
3
I
times.
think
I
I
played it
fired
3 times.
four in that last year and enjoyed blasting off in that. I mean, super rec heavy.
Yeah.
there's reg,
I
there's
don't
reg.
think you were there last year. I feel
June
like
10th. I was there for the monster if it was in the same time.
it was before because
Was it?
no, because I made a run in the Colossus last
You
year.
can't get
You would have
anything by this guy. I tell you what.
no, you would have I would have remembered if you were
You
there.
said you've been suffering for quite some time from this concussion and still like just
Yeah.
full blast. I don't.
Oh no, it's full blast for sure. I mean, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I forget little things, but no, so the Colossus, for those who are familiar with the MSPT structure, it's like almost the exact same 40-minute levels, almost the same blinds, but it's 50K starting instead of 30K starting. So you're much deeper. And it's a $500 buy. It's such a soft field. Like last year I fired it 6 times and eventually got through, and then eventually built a big stack near the end of day 2, and I thought it was going to be another glorious run, and I'd
Hmm.
won one pot on day 3, but still got, I think, 69th out of over 16,000. So I'm excited to fire the Colossus again, and I'm actually going to make sure I'm out there for that event, and then after that is probably when I'll take the break.
Big value, good
Yeah.
structure. I take back my initial thoughts on that because yeah, 40-minute levels at $500 buy-in. Is that
Mhm.
500, right?
Yep.
Yeah, like that. Forgive me. That's actually great value. We
Mhm.
love the good structures for cheap buy-ins that can pay ridiculous amounts of cheddar up top. So
Shed.
cheddar. And then following that, the 1500 milli maker, you said you might not play that one, but again, another great tournament in terms of structure to value price point. 1500 buy-in, 60 minutes. You get less chips in this one, 25,000 starting. Does it somehow equal out to be similar to the monster? I forget. Like just there,
No, it's just less
they both
chips.
start at the same blind level then.
It starts one early. It starts one level earlier, but it still equals out, or it still ends up being, on average, you'll have less blinds each
Okay.
level.
Okay.
But you start with 250 blinds in both of them, but just the way the blinds move,
Yeah.
the 50K is more valuable than the 25.
And then there's a bunch of other good events in between there. They got the 1K no limit hold'em seniors, the super seniors. Those
Are
events,
you?
I'm close. I'm close. I know where you're going with this. Those things have a lot of money up top. Those fields get absolutely huge. They got the $500 no limit hold'em salute to warriors. I think that's an absolute. That's just like the Colossus, right? It's like 50,000 starting chips, 500 buy-in, 40-minute clock.
It actually is a good structure. I just haven't had any success
Yeah,
in it, so I don't like it.
well, and there's a special feeling with that one too because it goes to to supporting veterans, so you can't hate on that at all.
Mhm.
So those are a good one, and then obviously the 1K no limit hold'em mystery millions, which was at the beginning of the schedule past years.
Yep.
And then shout outs again to Mike Wilklow, who won his first WSOP bracelet for a cool $1 million. Was that last
Yeah.
year or 2 years ago
That was
now?
last year. 2 years ago, DJ pulled $1 million bounty.
Yeah, so two Minnesotans have gotten two of the $1 million
Yeah.
prizes out of
Well,
that pool in the
in
past 2 years.
2022, the first year they had the event,
Hmm.
it wasn't millions. Like first place was 700 some K, but a Minnesotan won that. Like Minnesotans have won it 2 out of the 4 times. I don't think anyone really knows who the guy is who won it the first time, but
I will say, like, as I've traveled around the country, you have done the same. Like, you really see these tight knit communities from different states, right? So it's like, and they
mhm.
all support each other. Like, there's the Chicago, especially from the Midwest. There's the Minnesotans, there's the Wisconsin players, there's the Chicago. I don't even want to say Illinois. I just want to say kind of Chicago because a lot of them kind of gravitate in that area. I might be wrong, sorry, but I would love to see like a tournament where it's like Minnesotans versus
Yeah,
Chicagoans, or something like that. Because there's pride and ego in this game, and that'd be a fun one. But
it would.
that'll probably never happen. Then there's the no limit hold'em tag team, the $1,500 no limit hold'em freeze out. Love both of those tournaments. The tag team you and I played twice, right, or once?
Just once.
Yeah. Another insane structure, 60-minute clock. Whenever there's a 60-minute clock on $1,000 price point, love it. Right.
Yeah, 60 minutes for anything is great.
Yeah, it truly is. So, and you can switch out at any point compared to like a Minnesota tag team where like you combine stacks at some point and then you have to play a level and then switch no matter what or something. I don't ever play them here, but
Mhm.
not a fan of them. So, but the WSOP tag team, I'm a big fan of. There's the mini main event. Our boy Josh Reichard got second in it a year or two ago.
Yeah,
How's that
in
dude not have a
23.
bracelet yet?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he got third in the Millie Maker last year.
Yeah, and then third in the Millie and then there was that huge controversy.
Yeah, he got first place out of people who didn't cheat, but they only did it heads up, I think.
Yeah. I don't know. You're right. We've talked about this in the past. I don't know how to feel about that.
Yeah, no one won a bracelet, but
That's crazy. That's crazy. So, yeah, what are you playing after kind of once? So then we kind of approach, the end of June. The main event comes along. That's where I obviously want to get in there and play the main event.
mhm.
What's your plans for after the main?
Go home with the bracelet. I
Okay.
mean,
Okay. But I'm okay. Okay.
the
Uh,
10 mil.
but was there any other events you were specifically
Oh
looking
yeah,
forward to?
so like all of the Ultra Stack gladiators. I mean, the gladiator. How could I not?
For those who aren't familiar, Wes got third for it in 24, 3?
23. Yeah, I think listeners of the pod are pretty familiar.
New listeners, new
New
listeners.
listeners. Yeah,
212K, 205K,
210.
210.
Yeah.
Ah, must be nice.
Yeah. Would be nice to win it too, though.
Yeah, yeah.
But no, so then the $1,500 closer, like 2 day one flights, one reentry per flight. I've never actually played that, but I'd like to. $500 summer saver, I think same thing. Couple reentry, one reentry per flight, two flights, and then just there's another 800 at the end, and then every time they have the last the 1K Super Turbo 1 day tournament at the
Mhm,
end, which I've
mhm.
never played, but I kind of want to. I will say there's also a 5K right at the end, and that's the sort of thing where, yeah, if I've had a great summer, maybe I fire the 5K.
I hope you do have a great summer. It does hurt, Wes, to say that this will be my first summer that I won't be playing a big schedule in many, many, many years. I love the
Mhm.
WSOP. It's obviously for a good reason. I'm going to be, take care of my son and building a family here. So, but don't get me wrong. Like, as you, I'm not actually going to say it. But you were mentioning about how my how hungry I'm going to be for poker,
Yeah.
and it's already there. Like I've just watching the Discord blow up when people hit scores. All the live tournaments. The Winter Poker Classic just finished at Canterbury. Is that done yet?
No, we got day 2 of the 400 is today, and then, like, as we're recording, it's about to start, and
Okay, and
then,
then the main is this weekend. Maybe is that
the
right?
main's this weekend.
Okay.
Um, I have to admit, I was wrong about something. The
Oh,
closer is
oh,
unlimited reentry, and then the summer saver is actually 2 reentries per flight, not 1, but on my Excel, I had just put maximum of 4 bullets
I
for
don't even
each,
know,
I guess.
dude. That doesn't even be like if you were wrong about something like bigger. I don't even give a shit about that though.
Yeah, well,
But you were wrong.
figured you'd wanna know.
Manned up, manned up. So, yeah, right now my plan is to probably like if I were to play 2 events, this is all in the air. It's monster stack, a couple prelims, and then on to the main event. So that's my plan. And you got a bigger one. You got a house set up with a couple of
I do have
podcast
a bigger
guests.
one, Max. Um,
So you have a house set up with some some previous podcast guests. You're rooming up with Mr. John Redding,
John Redding,
legend,
Ku Bang.
great friend. Ku Vang, awesome dude, great friend. Both crushers, and then hopefully a future guest and someone we've been playing poker with for a long time. Me specifically, over 10 years. He was the WPT Prime champion, Mr.
Yeah.
Aaron Johnson.
Insane. Yeah.
Got second in the Monster a couple of years ago as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Won another MSPT
Then won
last year.
another MSP. He got second
Yeah,
in
the
the one I
second
got
and a
third,
first.
and then a
Yeah.
first. Like Aaron might be one of the most like one of the best mid stakes players in the world, and one of the most unknown at the same time. Like
Yeah, he's so like he's so under the radar.
he is. And we've there's been talks about getting him on. Uh, you know, maybe we can make something happen at the house.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. So, we'll figure that out. But we do have an awesome guest, a legend, I should say, as we so keep your eyes peeled for that next week. Anything else I'm missing, Wes?
Um all right, well let me ask, or
Yeah.
we can just discuss, like, if someone has not played in the WSOP before, what are some things we recommend for them? And what, let's say you're going out for a week. What do we recommend? Like, which week would we recommend?
Yeah, it's a great question. Obviously, the monster stack. The WSOP has kind of historically had like the weekends are when the big events are, and then you got bunch of like kind of prelim-y stuff in between them. So there's
Mhm.
the early middle June typically has the monster stack weekend, and then following the monster stack weekend is the Millie Maker weekend, right?
Colossus, and then Millie Makers right after that.
Is that so it goes that's 3 weekends in a row?
Yeah, so it goes small mystery millions, then monster, Colossus,
Okay.
Millie Maker,
Okay.
bigger mystery millions,
I mean,
then
the whole
main.
middle of June is going to be great, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that. Go ahead.
yeah. Yeah, my thought is, like, if you're buying, if you want, like, I think the Colossus is great for someone who's new and maybe has like a bit of a bankroll constraint, because it's like, yeah, you could go fire the monster or the Millie, but those are going to be tougher fields and it's going to be 1500 per buy-in, whereas the Colossus, like, if you were going to go fire the monster 2 or 3 times, you would have up to like 9 bullets for the same price for the Colossus. Like, you could actually put yourself in the Colossus and give yourself a shot, and that's going to be a much softer field. That
Yep.
being said, like, the monster stack is obviously terrific too. Um,
I do want to mention, like, if you are going to be playing a lot of these like 2K and under buy-ins, specifically the ones that are under 1K, like the 500 to 1K buy-in range, it's going to be high variance. There's these fields are going to be absolutely massive. Go in with confidence, but don't go in with high expectations. I mean, I don't mean that as in like don't expect you're going to win. You always want to kind of have that mindset, but like you're going to be playing a lot of big fields, so just try and run deep and hang in there.
it's right. It's so hard to, in these tournaments, even if you run deep, it's so hard to actually get a big score out of it
It
because of
really
how
is.
many people you have to get through. The payouts, like, obviously, getting something like 100th out of 15,000 is going to pay a lot more than 1,000th, but you're going
Still
to
not a
make
big score.
like a few, like, I think 100th in the Colossus last year was something like 5 or 6 grand,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is like, it's good, but when you're in the money, 2,200 people made the money or whatever, it's
Mhm.
like you're not laddering up much at all until you're very, very deep. So you're
Yeah.
pretty much, once you make the money, you just try and accumulate. I think the biggest thing is make sure you're playing one of the big weekend events. Like, if you're going to go out there for a week, pick one or even maybe two, like maybe fire the last flight of one of them and then you stay into the next week to try and make day two of the next one.
Yeah,
Um,
let's take a look here. So the monster stack, when is what kind of comes right after the week of the monster stack before the Colossus? So
there's a 500 freeze and then there's a 2K. Like, there aren't a lot of great weekday events.
I mean, I guess at that point and as I mentioned earlier, the weekday events are just tough fields anyways.
Yeah.
So
I'm
like
going to change my recommendation actually.
okay, so to finish my thought, I guess then just if you're gonna go
Mhm.
for like one of those weekend ones, play the monster stack, the Colossus, or the Millie Maker, and then if you're gonna stay for a week, use those weekdays to grind out the Aria grind at the Aria for the 800 and 1100s or the Venetian, whatever they have going on. I don't even know if they've released their schedule yet. Probably not. Um, yeah, those two sites are incredible, and the Win, obviously.
Mhm.
So those are great places to play during the weekdays where you can find softer fields, smaller price points, and have a better chance to kind of smash a score without having to go through 10,000 people.
Here's my new recommendation.
Okay.
Go during the main event. Because in terms of the best low buy-in events,
Mm-hmm.
they all happen. They're all post-lims. They're the 600 Ultra Stack, the $300 Gladiators, then the 1500 Closer, 500 Summer Saver, 800 Deep Stack, and 1K Super Turbo. You can play all of those within 10 days.
That's a
That's
great point.
actually the time to go.
It really is, and kind of ends the series that way. So, wow,
And
there's a
you get to
lot of
deal with
small.
all the people who are so tilted because they're down tens of thousands of dollars on the summer.
Okay,
All those absolute misregs.
dude, I will say that spirits are typically not high as you get to the end of the
Yeah. Oh,
series.
it's the atmosphere is quite something. I mean,
At the beginning compared to the end, it's just funny. You feel like everybody's like found the golden land, and then by the end of the series, everyone's just in hell.
yeah, I mean, and I felt the difference for myself too between when I had a great summer and then when I've been losing. And it's just such a big difference because it can be like, God, what am I doing? Like, I need to get out of here.
Well,
But
you're in the middle of the desert. You're in a casino oftentimes for 12 plus hours of your waking day. There's not really time to eat well or sleep well or get exercise or doing that stuff. So, like, your body's natural tendencies are kind of thrown out the window as you're out there. Compared to like being at Minnesota, like, one of the sweetest things about coming back to Minnesota after a Vegas trip is seeing green. You know what I mean? The
you're right.
trees and the grass and like just going outside. I'm like, wow, it breathes life into you again. So, yeah, as you approach the end of the series, it can get a little weird.
It can. And actually, that's a goal of mine is to exercise a little more this year.
Yep. You can
Um,
do some laps outside. Go walk to Taco El Gordo. Ooh, we.
I mean, a few times last year, I just walked from our Airbnb. It was almost 5 miles. I walked to the strip. Um,
Wes is a robot. I don't recommend that, but
I don't recommend walking home at night because
especially
there's
if you
some,
have cash on you. Like, if you
yeah.
make sure your money is not in your pocket if you're making long walks in Vegas. Okay.
Yeah. To be fair, at the series, they have the account set up. So that actually is
Helps a
usually the
lot.
case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do all that. I think I don't have anything prepared for now, but maybe discuss some good dining options for Vegas. I have ate at Vegas, and I say this every year, has the best restaurants. One of my favorite things about going to WSOP is getting to get off the strip and eat at some of these incredibly delicious, not costly restaurants where you can just get some of the best food you've ever had in your life, and it kind of revitalizes your trip. So maybe we'll shout out some recommendations as we approach the WSOP and do some WSOP prep stuff. It seems I'm excited to do WSOP prep this year. We've done two WSOP prep series. We've done 2024, 2025. This will be our third, and each year we've tackled it from a different perspective. Like, kind of tackled on how we can approach the strategy. So I think it would be almost beneficial. You could go listen to all three different series and kind of get different pieces to take away from all of them.
Yeah. Have we? I don't even like, I remember some of the stuff we've done. Like we've done some 20 early stages, 20 big blinds. I
Yeah,
don't remember all of them we've
I,
done.
I don't at this point either, but I know we tackled them from different angles. So make sure to go check out our previous WSOP preps, and we'll get some good ones this year for you as well.
Yeah.
Wesley, if you haven't yet, my
Max.
friend, you should join the Discord.
Oh, I've done that.
If you haven't yet, you should sign up to Clubs Poker using our link.
Oh, I did that.
If you haven't yet, you should check out Tilted Compass and buy some Suited Kings
I've
merch
done
on their
that.
website. Yeah, what else do I got? I'll tell you what, this lack of sleep, getting 3 to 4 hours a night, has been pretty difficult on me over the past couple of weeks. But there's light at the end of the tunnel, and coming back to it, I'm really looking forward to getting back in the mix and
Yeah.
firing away.
Oh, there will be a club's poker meetup game next Tuesday.
The
Suited Kings meetup game. So
What date is
Guys,
that? The 11th or something?
the 10th.
The
It'll
10th.
be the
Okay.
10th. Yeah.
The 10th. Okay. Okay. Yeah, make sure to check that out. And yeah, we just appreciate you guys, taking the time to support the podcast. It's been so much fun. As we mentioned before, we had that meetup game at Aces. It was a big success, and we're going to go ahead and try and get something planned for this fall as well. So stay tuned for that. And I guess, if you're in Minnesota or if you're coming to Minnesota for the Winter Poker Classic this weekend, good luck. I want you guys to hit some scores. Wes, are you playing the main event this weekend?
No, so my plan, I was gonna go up to Lutzen on a ski trip this weekend with friends, and my feeling is that I should just not do either. So you guys, I think I mentioned I got a concussion, or we alluded to that. Felt like I was better, kind of lived life close to normally for a week and a half. Started feeling worse. This last Monday, I was playing at Canterbury and just I busted out, and instead of rebuying, I just left because I'm like the noise and the light is just. I started feeling like I was getting migraines, and it just still feels like delicate in a way. Like I
So
can't do too
disciplined.
much.
I have mad
Yeah,
respect for you.
I mean it's because man, like because I thought I was better the first time, and now I'm not. And like I don't even feel fully back to the best I felt.
Hmm.
So I'm like I I could do either one of them. I could play. Who knows? Maybe I'll play Saturday. We'll see. But like I don't want this thing to linger because I know it can, and any sort of head injury
Yeah.
is a big deal.
It
So
is. It is. Take some time to rest. I mean, there's enough poker
there's
for
always
the
poker. Yeah.
foreseeable future. I guess a couple quick more things. YouTube. We do put all of our podcasts on YouTube in audio format. If you haven't yet, there's a link in description. Would love if you went and subscribe to our channel. And while you're at it, just give us a 5-star review on whatever platform you listen to this on, whether it's Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts, wherever, Buzzsprout. Just those ratings really help push our podcast out to further audiences, and we would love to keep growing this and seeing what it can turn into. So, thank you guys so much for taking the time to listen to this today, Wesley. I hope you're feeling better, my friend. I hope if you do grind that it goes well for you and everybody else. Any last words?
Should be it.
All right, brothers.
Yeah.
All right, man. All right. Good luck, everybody. We'll talk to you guys next week with that awesome guest, and we'll see you then.